This wimpy teenager is the heir to the most powerful Mafia boss in history, and he's about to awaken a power so OP, it can burn through anything in his way. But the story starts way back in Italy, where this mysterious bite-sized man was just strolling around. And even though he had the height of an Oompa Loompa, he carried a menacing aura that left everyone terrified. This tiny menace walked into a bar and casually mentioned he was flying to Japan. Then, some random guy tried to jump him, but little bro pulled out his magic chameleon, and it turned into a gun, scaring the guy instantly. Then the strange little Italian boy finally introduced himself. Reborn, a home tutor hitman. The next morning, in Namimori, Japan, Reborn drops a letter in the Sawada mailbox. Nana reads it, then calls her son Tsuna down for breakfast, reminding him he'll be late. When he doesn't show, she finds yet another failed math test. And since Asian moms don't mess around when it comes to math, plus the tutor was free, she tells him one's starting today. Tsuna stumbles downstairs, only to see Reborn already waiting. He laughs at the idea, until Reborn proves he isn't joking. On the way to school, Tsuna's got the survivability of a peanut because bro almost gets mangled by a chihuahua, and it takes a literal child to save his ass. Then the crush of the entire school shows up, Kyoko Sasagawa, and Tsuna admits to himself he really likes her. Problem is, he's got zero riz to back it up. Reborn, wanting to help this sad virgin boy, instantly pulls out his magic Glock and headshots Tsuna with a dying will bullet, forcing him to unlock his inner cyan and put off his clothes and start sprinting through the streets half naked. And he's unstoppable. Bro even almost got isekai'd, but that ain't slowing him down. As he's flying towards school, Tsuna crash lands in front of Kyoko and Kendo Captain Mochida. Then bro awkwardly confesses to Kyoko, and of course, Kyoko got flustered because bro is naked, and Tsuna immediately gets punched in the face by Mochida. The effect fades, leaving Tsuna mortified, while Reborn calmly explains the bullet's power. Soon after, Kyoya Hibari appears and reminds Tsuna that class has already started. In the classroom, Tsuna gets laughed at by everyone, and he finds out Mochida has challenged him to a kendo match. At the gym, most students assume Tsuna bailed, but Reborn convinces him to show up anyway. And everyone, no one expects him to win. Mochida, acting all high and cocky, says Tsuna only needs 1 point to win if he can last 10 minutes. As the fight starts, Tsuna dodge rolls all of Mochida's attacks until Reborn fires a non-dying will bullet. Supercharged, Tsuna rushes Mochida, rips out his hair, and yells it's worth 100 points. The judge freezes, so Tsuna keeps going until he's declared the winner. And everyone loses their minds. Kyoko later admits she ran because she didn't know how to respond. She thought bro was just joking. But this time, she asks our boy if she can call him Tsuna-kun from now on. And that's when he realizes Reborn is really wise and, a pretty good wingman. Meanwhile, someone unknown watches the scene from outside. Back home, Reborn drops the bomb. Tsuna is destined to be the 10th boss of the Vongola family.
Wait, what?
He came from Italy to train him because Tsuna has Vongola blood. Tsuna dozes off in disbelief, while Nana quietly wishes Reborn luck. The next morning, Tsuna is sleeping peacefully in his messy room until Reborn wakes him the Vongola way, with defibrillators. He mentions a new transfer student and tells Tsuna he's filling in for the volleyball team since half the players got food poisoning. Well, because Reborn did that, and Tsuna protests he can't play ball because he sucks at sports. But he has no choice anyway. So, at school, the teacher introduces the new boy in town, Hayato Gokudera from Italy, and the class, especially the girls, goes wild. On his way to his seat, he literally flips Tsuna's desk. And of course, our boy is really confused. But now we all know that Hayato doesn't like our MC. Later, Tsuna wishes Reborn would shoot him with a dying will bullet for the match, but Reborn refuses, saying if he has even a speck of regret, shooting him with a magic bullet could literally cost him his life. So instead, he tries some pep talk, telling Tsuna that no one laughs at someone who gives their all. That's how a real man fights. Amen, brother. So Tsuna got hyped by Reborn's words and entered the gym. Everyone cheered for him, but once the game started, he really sucked at playing ball. Soon, everyone started getting pissed at him, even his own team. But just as Tsuna was about to give up, he noticed his teammates pushing through their bruises, giving everything they had. That's when Bro started aura farming. Reborn secretly fires 2 jump bullets into Tsuna's legs, and suddenly, Bro's flying higher than Hinata, blocking shots with his PP. And all thanks to his gene seed, they took the win. But for Hayato, he said that Tsuna is unfit to be boss. Then after the game, outside, Hayato pulls out dynamite and chases Tsuna. Then, Yamamoto casually enters the chat and Bro thinks that the bombs were just toys. So Reborn shoots Tsuna, who dashes around snuffing out every fuse, even saving Hayato by accident. And because of that, Hayato bows, saying he only wanted to test Tsuna, not replace him. From then on, Hayato starts calling Tsuna boss, while Yamamoto, thinking it's all just a joke, also asks to join the family. Just then, some delinquents show up, and Hayato offers to make himself useful. Back at Tsuna's house, his room explodes mid-study, and his mom was like, the boys are just having fun. While Tsuna is literally fighting for his life, because Reborn blows him up every time he gets an answer wrong. Outside, a kid in a cow cosplay perches on a tree, and Bro was fully equipped with a lot of weapons, and because of the weight, the branch snaps and he falls. He introduces himself at the door as Lambo, a 5-year-old hitman from the Bovino family, and Reborn's rival. So, since Bro looks harmless, Nana lets him in. Upstairs, Lambo barges into Tsuna's room, firing off attacks. But Reborn completely ignores his existence, still tutoring Tsuna like nothing's happening. After getting swatted around and bawling, Lambo pulls a grenade, only for Reborn to parry the shit and send Lambo out the window. The next day, while running to school, Tsuna sees a pink-haired shawty who just randomly spawned and hands him a soda. But Bro fumbles it, drops it, and the can pops open. The bird literally dies just by breathing it in. At school, Hayato and Yamamoto bicker over who is more fit to be Tsuna's right hand. Hana and Kyoko show up, and Kyoko notices something on Tsuna's leg. It's Lambo, clinging and bawling. Before Tsuna can shake him off, Hibari appears, and Tsuna panics, running off to ditch Lambo. Outside, Tsuna tries to deal with him, but Reborn pops out of one of his hideouts. Lambo makes another attempt, only for Hayato's explosives to shut him down, sending him back to crying. But he isn't done. Lambo digs into his afro, pulls out the 10-year bazooka, and fires it at himself. Suddenly, his future self appears, and explains it swaps you with your 10 years later self for 5 minutes. Adult Lambo brags he's stronger now, and charges Reborn, only to get smacked down instantly. Defeated, he cries and runs away, and Tsuna realizes that even 10 years later, he still sucks. At lunch on the roof, Tsuna sits with Hayato and Yamamoto. When he opens his lunch, they all notice that it was poisoned. Reborn warns him not to touch it, and calls out the culprit, Bianchi, Hayato's sister. Hayato faints on the spot, traumatized by her poison cooking, and starts reliving his childhood trauma. Later in home ec, the girls bring in their cakes. Kyoko tries to offer Tsuna hers, but Bianchi swaps it with her own poisoned one. Reborn shoots Tsuna with an iron stomach bullet, and Bro starts eating like Herbie. Not just Bianchi's cake, but everyone's cake. Then Lambo shows up again and swaps with his future self. Adult Lambo walks in, and Bianchi freezes. He looks exactly like her ex, Romeo. Overwhelmed, she smashes her cake into his face. That evening, back at the Sawada house, Reborn introduces Bianchi as Tsuna's new tutor, though everyone clearly has their own idea why she is really there.